Hey guys, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk. So here I'm going to do Stuntrock Confusion, aka Stunty's version of the final tag. I'd already put out my Rob Walker version of the final tag, and I have different albums. I pretty sure I tried to make sure that I didn't have any repeats. So his Stunty's first two prompts are to show the first record you got in 2021 and show the last record. I'm going to guess for those of you that don't use Discogs, this might be much harder for you to answer. I'm going to pull the first thing I entered and the last thing I entered in 2021 into Discogs. So the first thing I entered, I got two albums on January 6, 2021, or at least I entered them on that date. And so the first one I entered that day was this Lou Reed, Magic and Loss. It was the record store day version. I had ordered it because my local had sold out. The last record of the year, I got three records. I entered three records on December 27th. The last one I entered was this Curtis Amy and Dupree Bolton Katanga, which is a recent Tone Poet series. So this was something that was originally on Pacific Jazz. So these are both of these guys are fairly unknown. Curtis Amy, a saxophone player, and Dupree Bolton, a trumpet player. Dupree Bolton, unfortunately, spent most of his adult life in prison due to serious drug issues. And third question was show a pre-order adventure from 2021. So this is my Morphine Cure for Pain. This was Run Out Groove. So basically the way Run Out Groove works is they put up 2 or 3 things each month. You vote. The winner gets pressed. Then you have a chance to pre-order it. And then you pre-order it, and then it takes months and months for it to actually be pressed. So it was might have been the beginning of the year, maybe even sometime in 2020 when this was actually voted on and ordered, and I got it fairly recently. I think the next comp is the Cheapo album. Yeah. So the next two are going to be the cheapest and the most expensive albums of the year. So here's my Cheapo, Shades of Salvador on Bethlehem Records. So this is he was a jazz guitar player. This was, if I remember right, 1957. I got 3 records for $1, so I spent 33 cents for it. I'm showing the best of the 3 here. And you can see there's obviously some cover issues, but the vinyl's in okay shape. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm a huge fan of his, but it was cheap to sample. The most money I paid for a single record this year was $39 for Cure, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. And it is an original, which usually goes for more. One of the discs, there was a flaw on one of the records. In fact, the guy selling it to me said he didn't think that song would play. The song does play, although it does affect the sound quality of that one particular song. But still happy to have it. What do we have next? Umbrellas is going to be what I'm going to show for a brand new band or artist you got in 2021. So this was number 5 on my top records of the year. So they're sort of a jangle poppy band from San Francisco, indie. They did have an EP that came out, I think, in 2019, but this is their first full-length record. And the next question is show something out of your comfort zone. So I'll pick this Gretchen Moncour, the third African Concepts as a free jazz record. Moncour is a trombone player of all things. And show your pride dig of 2021. So I was in a dingy small town thrift store somewhere in western Tennessee, a store I've never been in before and haven't been back since. It was the middle of the summer. It was super hot in the store. They had fans that weren't really helping. I was going through the bins. It was mostly crap. I found Sandinista The Clash. It's a triple album, so immediately I thought there must be something wrong. No, all 3 discs were there. Good shape. Got it for $4, which is pretty good. All right, let's get back into it. So, show a record you got in the past year for a style genre you're starting to embrace or get into. So, this is a 10-inch called Red Hot Boppers. So, this is a repress of some rockabilly songs on the Sun label from the 1950s. So, like 50s rock and rockabilly is nothing I've ever really been into. I'm still very much a newbie on it, but getting a little bit into that. Then we've got show your favorite coolest cover art of 2021. So one of my favorite records from the year, not just for the cover, but the cover is great, is Pen Friend with her album Exotic Monsters. So her name is Rekkid, and so she is a blonde-haired lady. So you can see her on the cover. The phone cord's cut. She's got a tear. The world's on fire. Maybe we need to get away on pretty yellow vinyl. So I thought the packaging went very well with that particular album. Show a record from your youth or teens that you finally got on vinyl last year. Van Halen 1, Rock On. Your most anticipated album of 2022. Well, I have the pre-order in for the vinyl reissue, 30th anniversary of the Lemonheads. It's a Shame About Rain. Ray, Evan Dando, and Julianna Hatfield it's one of their best records. I think it's Evan's best of his career. I'm supposed to be getting the vinyl version of it in March. Show a record you love but you haven't given much love to lately. I'm not a big Dylan guy. I would say Blood on the Tracks is my favorite Dylan record. I haven't spun this in quite a while, so that's probably a good choice here. Show a record you got from your family that you kept and still love. Well, again, this is not something I listen to very often, but at some point when I was a kid, I got this Mel Brooks soundtrack, and so this is actually a compilation of stuff off of several Mel Brooks movies. So you can see stuff from Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, The Producers, etc. Classics like Springtime for Hitler on that particular album. And what do we got next? Show a turn point record that opened a brand new unknown path into your music collection. So I'm going to talk about sort of this experimental drone-ish band $75 Bill. So this CD, wood, metal, plastic, pattern, rhythm, rock was something that was given to me by Russ at Mama's Records. And I enjoyed this CD so much that I went out and got this I Was Real album by them. So you've got basically 2 members of the band, one playing percussion, but playing things like a wooden crate and using that as percussion. And then very interesting North African sort of influenced guitar player. And we'll come back with another batch of records. Oh, but before we do so the non-record purchase of the year. So, look, it's a little tiny boombox that you can play cassettes in and CDs in. I mean, I have a CD player and for my stereo, and I usually just rip stuff and I have a hard drive, but I haven't had a working cassette player in quite a while, and I figured I should have one. And then lo and behold, Sahel Sounds record label, which releases a lot of the music from Mali and Niger and Senegal and the like. I'm not getting focused, but it says Happy New Year's from Sahel Sounds. It arrived on December 24th. Then there is the track listing that they included. Finally got some focus. And so I've got the little boombox I can play my little tape on, and that's fun. All right, we're back in it. So, show a record from a band, or in my case, an artist from the past that you totally bypassed into recently. So, I'm going to show this Graham Parsons Grievous Angel. It's on it's a fancy Vinyl Me Please version. This is, some of the Vinyl Me Pleases have been questionable pressings, but this one's great. Of course, the Lemonheads were heavily influenced by them, and obviously all of your modern day Americana, which leads well into our next question. Show a record you got in 2021 that took the longest to file from your want list. So this is Caitlin Rose, Own Side Now, which came out in 2011. I only had it on download until they did the reissue of it this past year. So now I have it on vinyl. The vinyl from 10 years ago was really expensive on the aftermarket. So I was happy when it was reissued. Show a record you got as a present is VCLT. I already showed the $75 bill I got from Russ at Mama's Records. I got other stuff from him as well, including Fela Kuti and Africa 70, Fear Not for Man. So that's what I'm showing right there. Show a record you would like to send as VCLT. Well, those that watch my channel know that one of my favorite artists is Julianna Hatfield. This is her new album, Blood. This is an unopened copy that I picked up on eBay for like $17. Some record store put it up, and I just happened to come across it with a couple hours left and nobody had bid. I put in the minimum bid and I won, and I would be happy to send that on to somebody. So if you're the right person, maybe you should talk to me about that. Show a record you bought not because of the main artist. So this Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series, Cannonball Adderley. I'll be honest, I was more drawn to it because it features Miles Davis and Art Blakey. Show a record you love that no one else seems to have noticed and you would wish to share. So one of my earliest videos was on Lauren Hoffman. So this album from, I believe, 1998 or 97. So she was a young singer-songwriter. I think she was only 19 or 20 when this album, Megiddo, came out. Her only album that was on a major label, but it just has some beautiful songs. Rockstar, Persephone, the Cannonball Ed. She's put out a few CDs since then, but she never really made it big, and she seemed to me to be somebody pretty talented who should have made a bigger impact than she did.